All right. How we doing, folks? Welcome to the Michael Biz Flights stream. We're going to be flying today in the Baron 58. This is one of my favorite planes right now. Just having a lot of fun trying to learn how to legitimately fly it. Really not going to legitimately fly it today, though, at all. We're just going to take a little short hop from KMIA. As you can see in the background, we're here in Miami. Beautiful Miami in the early morning. Should be able to catch the sunrise while we're flying into the Bahamas over there. It's about 56 nautical miles away from here. And there's going to be no sky vector, no planning for this flight, no ATC. We're just going to fly it out. We're just going to take her out here and give her a ride and fly with regular GPS and heading bug and just talk a little bit about this plane and take a look at a few things. Let's go ahead and get a little closer to it and start our startup. This is a custom little livery here. My first shot at my Michael Biz plane over here. It's not where I want it to be, but it's a start. I can't really complain. I'm just playing around, learning a lot of stuff. You know. Uh, so let's go ahead and get that started. We're going to use a X checklist for those of you that are new to X Plane. You'll see X checklist here. You can download all that stuff. It's a lot of cool plugins. Those of you that are, you know, superstars in X Plane, I'm gonna catch up to y'all. I'm getting there. I'm here to learn and grow and take feedback, and maybe you guys could help me out. Maybe I could help you out, but we're gonna find out. Let's go ahead and enter this plane here. Let's get our yeah, I do fly FSX Economy, but we're not going to do that today. Big shout out to Happy Bottom Riding Club. That's my squad right there. You guys are going to be hearing a lot about them. They're awesome. If you're on FS Economy and you don't have a group, you should be in Happy Bottom Riding Club. If you're in FS Economy and you have a group and you're not happy, you need to come on over to us, man. You know what I'm saying? We're the freaking best. Getting there. Let's go ahead and start this. Let's go ahead and open the checklist. Here we see it here for the Baron. I'll be moving around a lot, so um, you may see the actual checklist disappear just like that. If you don't move through it fast enough, it kind of jumps out of the way. Alright, let's get ourselves situated here. Let's get that checklist back up here. Open checklist. Let's go ahead and move. Parking brakes set. Battery master switch. Let's go ahead. Flip that. All electrical switches. Let's go actually turn that off. I was checking to see if it was off. Electrical switches off. Landing gear. Alright, let's go ahead and turn our beacon on. Throttle's idle here. Propeller controls. Make sure it's at full rich. No, not yet. Let's put that thing to full rich. Let's get these up here. Cowl flaps. I gotta learn what those are. To be honest with you, I have no idea what a cowl flap is. I know I can Google it, but maybe we'll do that during cruise. Speaking of cruise, we'll probably be going a little low today. Stay around 3,000. Let's get ourselves over there. Go ahead and turn that bat mat switch on. Alternators both on. Action in our fuel gauges. Fuel gauges check quantity. Yeah, that's good for now. We'll come back to that. Landing gear lights, 3 green. Interior lighting, fine with me. As required. Okay, so what we're gonna do, left throttle, full open. Left propeller control, full forward. Gotta bring this back. Left fuel boost, pop that on. Left throttle open 1 inch. Okay, left magneto all the way to start. Hold it there for a little bit. Everything starts flying. Let's drop it there to both. Okay. We got our left engine running. Let's go outside and check her out before we go and do the right one. She's looking purty. Alright, right throttle. Get her up. Pull that back. They both want to stay there. Right, make sure up. Right, fuel boost. Right throttle should be open 1 inch. Magneto on the right all the way to start. Okay, go ahead and check our oil pressure gauges over here. I'll let them rise, let them do their thing. Okay, we're on our before taxi section now, so we're just gonna chill for a little bit and set up before I turn all the avionics master switch on. So what we'll do is actually we'll go ahead and get that going. We'll let her warm her up. So just basically kind of get her up there and put her back down. Once she gets to like 1,900 around there, go ahead and turn our avionics master switch on. Our panel lights, bam. Radios, we're not going to be using much radios today, guys. We're just going to be flying out there. No worries, no transponder or anything like that. Altimeter and clock, we will set that up right now. So let's go ahead and get some information. Normally I would use 124th ATC and check ATIS, but we're just going to go ahead and just get the altimeter reading for KMIA. I'm just going to use a computer for it. Okay, made 30.14 inches, 30 points. Let's go ahead and move this guy. 30.14. Clock's not a big deal for me right now. Auto pet set and off. Yaw damper off. Transponder, we're going to set that to standby. And we don't really need to make any changes. Okay, that's our before taxi list. What we need to do now is take a little look outside. There's our Michael Biz Baron version 1. Pretty cool. Let's get you guys waiting in here right now. I know realistically what I'm trying to do is get the rep version. Go ahead and turn all these on for now too. Get the rep version of this plane, the realistic pack, and that way I can kind of fly it a little more realistic. But right now, you know, we gotta use what we need. So go ahead and edit weight and balance, payload, center of gravity, total fuel weights. Let's go ahead and we'll put in there. Let's just do about it. Even though our flight time's not going to be that long, we're just going to set that right now. And I'm sure there's a lot of cool plugins and all that stuff that I can get that will show you guys all the flight information, and I'll get there. I do know some of it, but right now I'm a little more focused on making everything work nice and smooth here. Of course, I'm open to all your feedback, so I probably got nobody watching right now, but that's cool. We'll build up to it. That's the beauty of it. Alright, let's go ahead and set it up here. So, if you're new to X-Plane, I'm going to be kind of talking to you through this. If you're not, then it's pretty easy, and I'm sure there's better ways to go through it all. So yeah, I switched over to GPS because I'm going to be flying using GPS. I kind of use the GPS sometimes, but I'm not really always focused on it. I'll be doing a lot of heading flying, but I do like to see where the GPS is going. Sometimes I'll click it on, sometimes I won't. But we'll see how it goes, how we're flying and what we need basically. So we are KMIA. We're going to be heading to MYBS. That's right. I'm going to get a shortcut and go backwards. Hey. MY. B. Yeah, we'll do it this way. I'm actually a big fan of this X-Plane 530 GPS. A lot of my buddies in Happy Bottom Riding Club like the G1000s and but they're like a lot like advanced. Some of them are real pilots. That's what's cool about it. The group got a lot of real pilots in there. So as you can see, we got MIA in here, MYBS. If I use SkyVector, I might pick some realistic routes, but in this case, I'm really not going for the full realistic right now. Just trying to get things going, take a little quick flight here today, and get some good info, get some good feedback from y'all, and feedback from myself. So we're gonna be taxiing a little from the outside view today. Let's go check it out. We'll double check the checklist right here before we get going. Okay, we're set. So for taxi lights on, parking brakes. Let's actually do this out here. Let's see if they'll let me do this out here. Parking brakes. Alright, let's lock them up again. Turn indicator and RMI. So we're basically checking how everything's working here. Okay, so far so good. Let's go ahead and spin this puppy around, and then we'll test the brakes over here. Obviously, there's a lot better ways to do this, but or more realistic rather. But we're just gonna have a little fun today. I'm not even using any maps whatsoever, or airport maps, airport guides. I'm not really using those today. We're just gonna go almost off the cuff, so to speak, for lack of a better term. All right. Not the greatest place to stop, but okay. So there's our taxi checklist is set. Okay, before takeoff at holding point. We're not there yet. Let's get to that holding point. I'm just going to pick this runway over here. Yeah, we'll be heading over here. Let's try to be a little more accurate and stay on the center line. Actually been having some issues with that. And it's not so much that I can't see it as I'm trying to probably do too much other than focusing on that right now. And especially taxiing super fast sometimes, that's not good either. Go ahead and get in the plane here and take a look at what it looks like from inside the Baron. I mean, this is a really cool plane, man. Especially a starter, someone like me. When you're moving away from the Cessna, I've gone to the Baron, slowly moved up to other planes. Probably the biggest thing I've flown is the Beechcraft B1900D. That thing's awesome. But my favorite plane is the PC-12. That thing is my faves. You guys will be seeing a lot of flights with that thing, but slow down, slow down. All right, let's check that before takeoff flight list. Checklist, not flight list, but that's what it's like. All right, annunciator lights. Actually, not sure what that is. I think it's some of these. Flight and engines instruments check. Probably good to this guy up a little bit. Ain't looking all right. We have flaps. Let's go ahead and set those. I push the number 2 if you guys aren't aware. That should set our flaps up for us. 2 will put them down, as you can see there. 1 will kind of put them back up. So I'll show you what that looks like. Go ahead and put that back. Okay, flaps up. Takeoff elevator trim. You use that now. Not sure actually, to be honest with you, how to set that. I was talking to a couple of my buddies in the group about that. That's something that I'm definitely going to learn. Rudder trim, aileron trim. Obviously, I got a lot to learn. Ice protection. We're in Miami, man. Definitely don't need that. I'm already ahead of the game with my strobes. There they are down here. Beacon nav, floodlights. Got my taxi. Got my landing lights. They're on. Nav lights on. Transponder is set, but I don't need it. Okay. Transponder's on, set to that thing. Put it back to standby. And we're going to release the parking brakes. We're going to set ourselves up over here on the runway. Obviously, I could go, as you guys see over here, I could set up back there, but this plane doesn't need much, to be honest with y'all. It definitely doesn't need much runway. Should be able to get going pretty quick. Up in the air pretty quick. A lot of these big airports anyways have gigantor runways for these GA planes, so it's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and open up that checklist, and we're ready for takeoff. So full power, high RPMs rather. Rotate 85 knots. Sometimes I wait a little longer. I'm not sure if that's cool or not, but you guys let me know. Propeller controls, forward brakes, rotate 85, positive rate of climb, yeah, all that stuff's great. I am not going to mess with it right now. We just need to get up in the air. Let's go. Let's get it going. Let's get ready to fly. Okay, power full throttle. Just keep it on the center line. We're already past knot speed to take off. I try to do it around 100, so we're good. Not sure why that pops up there on the left, kind of letting us know about an excellent landing, but we take off. We're not really landing there, so it's pretty interesting how that works. We're gonna fly by hand for a little bit, maybe check out downtown Miami, take y'all for a spin around downtown Miami before we head out to the Bahamas. Yeah, Miami. If y'all haven't been there, man, it's amazing. I'm a Florida boy, so I grew up in New York. we'll fly some New York flights too, and eventually get some European flights. That's the beauty of X-Plane, man. We can fly anywhere we want. And I don't have any of the fancy orthos or any of that cool stuff yet, but I'm in the process, folks. I pretty much gotta learn how to fly first the right way. Pretty nice. Let's go ahead and take a look outside in a little bit. Let's get ourselves set up to get a good little situation over here. Downtown Miami looks beautiful. There's our Michael Biz plane. Go get a fly shot. Y'all can see the beautiful airport in the main. Let's do it. Let's head to the Bahamas, folks. Yeah, we're gonna climb to about 3,000, so I'll do that by hand, and then we'll turn on the autopilot and set ourselves up over here. Fly out to the Bahamas. Get ahead and turn autopilot on. We're gonna hit Alt. Let's get ourselves a heading bug in a decent position here. As you guys can see though, we're gonna head out a little bit out, and then I'm kinda not gonna fly perfectly down the GPS line, this magenta line here. Kind of fly on the outside, and then we'll figure out what our approach is gonna look like. But obviously a little bit of short flight, but that's cool, man. That's how we're gonna get things going. Oh yeah. Now we'll kind of straighten her out like that. Let's go ahead and check out our checklist. But right now I'm actually gonna let's get these back to about 25 because we're in cruise mode, man. There's no need for us to rock out hard. I'm sure our checklist over there will set us up. Get our mixture back a little bit too. I'm not sure how to perfectly do it, but I'll definitely learn and get going because we're definitely going a little fast right now. But plane looks good. We'll take a look at Miami. South Beach right there below us. Right here, South Beach. Got downtown Miami back here. This is awesome. KMIA. This is pretty cool. This is all default. Only thing I have is the mesh. I don't have anything else crazy. I definitely want to do the ortho one day, but want to get my drives right and all that good stuff because definitely know that's going to take up some space. So what's cool about this flight is you're over water for a while. It's nice the sun is rising, so we should get some pretty cool shots of the Bahamas. And one more time, let you guys look at Miami. Hopefully I'm not making y'all sick turning around like this. You guys can let me know if there's anybody watching. Most likely there is not, and that's okay. There will be in the future. Man, Florida's awesome. Alrighty, let's get back in there and check out what we got. Still cooking, man. We're gonna bring this throttle back a little bit. Yeah, I'm definitely going fast. Alright, let's go ahead and check our checklist and see where we're at. So we could skip all of this, but definitely taxi and landing lights come off. All this. Let's go ahead and think cruise. Throttle's full, but I turned off propeller controls at 25. Mixture 20 degrees rich peak. Not sure where that is, but I will have to learn. Cow flaps closed, open still. Ice protection not needed. Prop sync as required. Yaw damper on. Let's go ahead and turn that on. You guys can see what we got going here as far as our autopilot. So about 13, a little over 13 minutes left in this flight, or at least towards the Bahamas, to be honest. Maybe a little longer once we get there and slow down and figure out our approach. Here's our cruise and climb, and obviously, you can use checklists the way you want them to. So I'm okay right now, checking everything off. High-speed cruise, definitely not at any of those altitudes. 23 RPMs, 19 Gs. It's okay. Mixture 20 degrees. Cow flap closed. This protection required. Let's go ahead and close these bad boys because we're alright. Descent, we'll leave that ready for descent. Get you guys some views. You definitely don't need to stare inside the plane too long, but let's get you a good shot. Even though it's just water right now, you can see some of the boats down there at the bottom. Alright. So yeah, well, we got a little time. Those of you that are not aware, the Baron, the Beechcraft Baron 58 series, is a little bit of an older plane, introduced in about 1961. It's pretty interesting because the aircraft was the Beech's Corporation answer to the Piper Aztec that was launched in 1960, and it improved the Cessna 310 in the same era. So the first model, the 55, and the engines were producing about 260 horsepower at 2600 RPMs. So seating was optional. Options included room for one pilot, 4 or 5 passengers. I mean, it's pretty dope plane. So this model basically contains 300 horsepower per engine, 3-blade metal, constant speed propellers. Fuel capacity 194 gallons. Recommended fuel 100 octane low lead. So that 100 LL there. And then the fuel burn average is about 32 gallons per hour. So it's pretty good. This plane can, do some damage as far as, getting to where you need to go and efficiently. Obviously it's not a big carrier, but it's good for beginners like me to really try to learn somewhat of legitimate flying. Our max cruise speed 202 knots, stall speed clean about 80 knots, stall speed landing configuration about 74 knots, best climb rate 1700 feet per minute, and our service ceilings around 20,688 feet. I have yet to take this thing up that high. Obviously you see we're flying around 3,000 right now, so go ahead and get us a little better view there. So about 10 minutes away. I know I'm kind of veering off a little right, so we're going to adjust our heading bug there to kind of fly with the line. 2,500 RPMs. Pressure looks okay to me. Fuel good. We're doing good. Got what we need done here. Strobe, beacon, nav. Okay. Alright. We're pretty good for now. It's a matter of us getting to what we need to do. Got about 10 minutes left in this flight. So what's cool about X-Plane is the Baron 58's default. For a lot of you that aren't sure about it, pretty cool. The best view of some of the switches in the aircraft is helpful to hide the yoke. So I noticed you guys saw me do that in the beginning. it's pretty cool because obviously you can have the yoke and set up a bunch of control, not a bunch, but you could set up some controls there. But I think I personally like to fly without it. You can create a lot of quick views. So those of you that are not aware of the quick views, you can hit control and then the number pad of the view. So I'm going to take you through my views. I have zero view. This is my zero view, which is basically the chase behind the plane. My one view is right here in the cockpit. My two view is outside and it's kind of angled, so it's kind of nice because I could kind of go around the plane and see how it looks on the outside flying around. Love it. Third view focuses on my throttle quadrant and my autopilot. Almost forgot that for a second. So 4 is like a zoomed in view of 1. So I have 1 and then 4. This way I'm kind of a little higher. 5 gives me the view of pretty much everything that I need here as far as introducing my gauges. I got my panels, I got my GPS, I got time, I got altitude, got a couple things that I need efficiently to make my flights efficient. 6, I pretty much put it out here in case I wanted to kind of do this outside view on top of the plane situation here. Um, it looks nice when you're over land or coming in on approach or something, so it's kind of like take a look. Actually, we see some land here, so we're kind of coming in on where we need to be. So definitely check that out. And that was 6. So now 7 gives me a little wing view here. 8 out there in front. So if I wanted to just get that feeling of standing on the nose of this thing. And then 9 I have set for co-pilot looking out the window. Alright, this is something I forgot to check, and we're going to check now. So we're going to head to my IBS. We'll check procedures and see if there is an approach. There is no approach. So we're going to be doing this guy by hand. Normally in approach I can pick like a GPS approach. And in this case we're not. So we have to do this by hand. I'm going to hit M for map. Let's get this map up here. And we'll take a look at it. So pretty much what's just cool is the runway straight on. Pretty nice. So we'll start making our adjustments here and start the process. Go ahead and clear that. Let's get ourselves in a better situation here. Here we are making our turn. Kind of line ourselves up a little better. As we could see out there, we got our runway there, which is pretty nice. So we'll start that process. It's still lit from the morning, which is I personally like that a lot. It's easier to see from a distance. I'm gonna turn a little more. And I'm probably flying a little faster than I should, 172 ground speed, but obviously this thing can cook a little faster, but we're all right, man. We're not in no real major rush right now. Alright. Let's get her close to the magenta line. Reset, descent power. It's alright, because we're going to pretty much hand fly this thing after we straighten her out a little bit. So I'm just trying to line her up straight, get her close, and then we could start our descent and start setting up our flaps and all that good stuff. So we can make small adjustments when we get up there. So that's what's the beauty about it. I mean, we're not hauling. This is not a jet. So normally I would be checking altimeters for the airport that I'm going to land at. In this case, I mean, I'm not going to check. It's not a big deal right now. I can hand fly this thing in. Then we're going to pretty much set our descent power and check the instruments to make sure all is well, and then as approach to landing, we'll check flaps, we'll check landing gear, we'll check landing lights. Well, I'm actually going to do that now because it's okay. They have their landing runway lights on, so I'm okay. Didn't turn off any beacon or anything like that, or nav, because no, sorry, not beacon, but nav, because we're under 10,000 feet. We're not that high, so making small adjustments. I like the heading bug a lot right now. I'm sure I should probably be hand flying it or setting it up a little better, and maybe using nav or ILS and all that fancy stuff. But I'm definitely not in the position to really be doing all that yet. Got a lot to learn, and that's cool. About 10 miles out, so we're definitely going to start our descent a little slow, and we'll kick back on some power. Bring that throttle back and start that process nice and slow. Get in and see what we look like from the outside coming in. Remember, I'll make that small adjustments when we're getting a little closer. And for me right now, it's all about growing and learning. So I'm doing this for fun, man. I'm having a lot of fun flying. I've been on X-Plane since X-Plane 9, but never really thought about streaming or any of that cool stuff until I just was like, hey, you know what? I'm sure I learned from a ton of people on YouTube and a ton of people on Twitch, so it's cool. It's like, you know what? Maybe it'll be interesting to check out. Actually, that's a little too much, as you can see here. I need to get this thing back to a better position. Although I'm getting closer, I do have to watch my speed. So maybe we can kick back on these guys a little bit. And I know normally when you're coming in on approach and this low, I should be putting my mixture back to full rich. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Probably should have done that before, but again, I mean, I'm no master at this for sure. For sure. Yep, we're on approach here to Bahamas. I'm definitely gonna try to get us a little lower right now. Let's go ahead and get us an outside view. Coming in nice. Let's go ahead and put that gear down. Obviously, I could have put that out before. I know I'm a little close, but we're going to do flaps now. Slow her down a little bit. And we're going to go switch to hand flying now. So I'm going to turn autopilot off, yaw damper off. As you see, she's going to start to turn. But let's go ahead and get this thing nice and safely down. Start making my adjustments here, nice and smooth. Give you guys a quick outside view before I finish it in there. I'll do full flaps now so you can see what that looks like. Plane adjusts a little bit, you can just push forward, but a lot of times I like that little push up. Might not be the greatest thing for my passengers right now, but that's not what it's about for me. Will be, but eventually. Speed slowing down, be coming over these trees. Try to put her down smooth, so I'm going to go into my zoomed in view here. I don't have pedals at home, so I'm doing a lot of this movement with my joystick. I have one of the Logitech joysticks, and I'll update my info on the Twitch page so you guys can get an idea of what I'm using there. So coming in pretty nice, about 100 knots. I'm gonna slow her down once we get a little closer over the trees. Try not to come down too hard. Remember, if any of you are watching there and you have any questions or comments or concerns or anything you guys want to really see me fly or work with here, definitely let me know, because I am interested. Alright, maybe Maybe a little high right now, but we're okay speed wise. Looks good. Let's go ahead and get ourselves in. Oh, the lights just went off. How about that? Perfect timing. And we have an acceptable landing, so not good. Guess I was coming in a little too hard. It is what it is. I'll figure it out. But we have landed. We've made it to the Bahamas. So we made it. Nice flight into the Bahamas here. We're going to turn around and taxi back to the airport. And then now we're going to call it a night. Again, what's really cool about these GA planes is you can really fly them anywhere. It's kind of nice. So if we wanted to just hop around the Bahamas here, we could. There'll be some future streams. We can take these little planes and land on grass strips, land on um, dirt strips, and obviously big airports. You guys saw us. We left KMIA in Miami, landed here in the Bahamas. Nice short little flight there. I'm not sure if there is scenery for this airport. I obviously don't have any buildings, but they do have a setup here for you to park your planes. I know there's some general airport scenery out there. I kind of use that for my FSE flights and the FSE airports, but I mean, Bahamas right now look like there's trees over here, but it's all good. I mean, we get to park anywhere we want right now, so I am going to leave her here. And that is it for today, folks. Hope you enjoyed that flight. Till the next time, y'all be safe and enjoy.